I wasn't even recording. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna. You know what? That's just the starting level. Let's go redo the starting level real quick. My bad. Oops. I stopped recording between games so I'd be able to upload them separately and not have to like open my video editor. Forgot to start recording again. I apologize. So let me like. Is it louder again? How is it? What is the audio like? Because now it seems much louder again. It wasn't this. Ah! Why? So, the volume's the same as when I reset from before and after. I didn't adjust the volume at all. You reset the game, it just gets louder. Why? Because I'm not bugging, right? It is louder, right? Oh my god. Why are you doing this to me? And now it's the same volume. Before I reset, after I reset, and right now, it has been 7. So I think what it is if you reset the game, it just sends the audio back to its original, even though it still says it's a lower number. Like it just changes the audio. So for whatever reason, this emulator just resets the audio when you reset, even if the numbers are the same. That's very frustrating. At least now I figured out what it was doing. Because before I was having that issue. Big, if you recall, that was happening before also, yeah. When I was doing Donkey Kong Country, we were in Sticker Brush Symphony, and the audio was wildly just, oh god. Okay. At the very least, I figured out why I was doing it. There we go. Did it first try this time, so for the YouTube, I'm gonna look more impressive. Yeah, I just like. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just bad at stuff. I'm bad at everything. I'm just bad at things. Bad at everything. Oh. So for a lot of this, we're going to have to be tanking hits from Mario, so I'm glad I turned the volume down. Tank a hit, run through. Collect Mario on the other side. That's a tried and true strategy. Flowers don't count. But those little star dudes, I count them. So we're going to need items to heal our star counter. And we're going to need items to, items are going to be very important for this. Finding items and tanking hits, and this is just going to be something. And almost all of our kills are going to be from boss fights. There's nothing I can do about that. There's no way around levels in this game. Even if there were, like... we don't skip for these. So, we were on the fence about those flowers you collect. Because they have faces, that's a thing. And flowers are living things, they already are living things. It's not a case of, like, that mountain has a face. It's more of a... Right, hold on. I can fix that. Can I unspawn them? I'll have them all show up on this side. So I'll be safe on the other side. Oh god, it's all coming back to me. Okay, we're missing a couple steps. This is so much more difficult than it has to be. Oh my god. Yeah, this is all coming back to me now. The difference in difficulty doing this pacifist is just funny. Alright. Because we have to get eggs. You can only get eggs by killing stuff or from one of those egg blocks. This level only has one egg block. We gotta access it. How do you access it? Through these guys. There we go. Guys, even did it first try.
Morelli. Hey, sweetie.
She's yelling at me. I went to go pet her and she ran away like she was in trouble.
Hey, sweetie. Hi.
Healed up. Cool. So that's how you get in here without taking an innocent life. Oh, that one's frustrating because to a certain extent you can lead Mario's bubble. He will always drift towards you slightly. And if you get far enough away, there's rubber banding. He can only be so far away from you. So if I lost him like here, and I just ran all the way to the other end of this cave, he would follow me at my speed at a certain point. There's like an invisible tether. Like imagine that bubble is on a leash. The leash might be stretchy. Whoops. The leash might be stretchy, but at a certain point it would stop stretching. He would start following me at my speed. And we use that to get through a lot of areas like that because this game is designed around shooting eggs at other things. So those piranha plants shouldn't have ever been an issue. Ever, 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 ever. But to us they are. So you gotta get creative. The levels are designed around stuff like this. The levels are also designed around you having access to just whole bunches of ammunition because in any other situation you could just eat enemies and get ammunition. So oftentimes there will be areas where you need eggs and no egg block. And it's not an issue normally. So these guys here that spawn out of pipes, they spawn to give you ammo. So once you're at full capacity, they stop spawning. It's very helpful for us. You see how we have 6 eggs? They will not now spawn from this pipe. If we shoot one, they will. One will come out. So by that, you can end up in situations where you don't have to, you can avoid spawning them. But I don't think that was ever actually an issue. Like, I don't think we've ever had any kills based on those guys. It's just easier to do that way. And this is a trick I picked up since our first playthrough of this. So we could stand to avoid, our first kill was here the first time. You'll see we've got 2 piranha plants. And I take the hit from them. Mario's bubble floats off up into the sky here. And there isn't enough level left to tether him back. We can't then get him back to us. / we only have access to 10 stars. We've established that stars are living things. They don't just have faces, they've got legs and they jump around. Can't get stars. So with 10 on the counter, we don't have enough time to get Mario back to us. We can't take the hit and run and bring him back. So what do we do? And I didn't have an answer to that while we did our first playthrough. That's not the answer to that. But the solution's so slick. So slick. Like the Mercedes of solutions. Buddy? Really? This is going to take a couple attempts. This is getting through this game Pacifist. It takes some doing. I forget how big their hitboxes are. Alright. Because when you take damage, Mario gets sent behind you. So the fact that we were taking damage from the piranha plant, he was going left. If we take damage from the Shy Guy, he goes right. It is such a simple solution. Elegant even. Like honestly, that was beautiful. When I found that out, oh my god. Hadn't even crossed my mind. The easiest solution. You love that. When you get like a really, oh god, beautiful. So So here is the other issue that's going to plague us throughout this run. You hit the goal ring, everything around you evaporates. And that's an issue. You don't want things to evaporate. Because like other Mario games, like the gold tape in Mario World or the box in Mario 3, everything on the screen dies. This one's much more deadly. If an enemy is loaded in, it will die. So, like, it could be a ways off screen, it will still die. Do we have a... I don't know if we had a solution to... Because at that point, it's hard to tell if things die, because you can't see them. Here's one and two. Hold on, I'm going to test something. Hold on. Allow me to test. Because there's no points in this game. Ellie's licking my hand. Give me a moment.
Hey, sweetheart. Hey.
Important update.
Hey, sweetie. Come here. Hey.
Sweetie. I love her so much. Anywho.
Sweetie.
Alright, so we don't get points. And we can't see them. So I didn't think to do this last time. When they die, they might give you a coin. And by that measure, we could see if our coin total at the end of the level versus the beginning of the next level is the same. I mean, that's very straightforward if it is. Do they give me money? They do give me money. So we could absolutely just go into the next level, see if we have got the same amount of money. That is... I didn't think to do that last time because we didn't have points. Usually you go by points. Like Mario World, we were using points. That is fantastic. You gotta go through all this to find out, but I mean, if it works, right? So that should put us at 35, or more than that. That's the thing. I don't know with how far off screen things go. 35. Which might also be good news because we had 2 of them on screen. And I was pretty certain there would have been more than 2. Like, there should have been more than 2 loaded in, is what I mean. So am I wrong? Like, I might be wrong. Which is the name of a good album. I may very well be wrong because and if that's the case, it seems like only things on screen die. So not only do we have a measure, but oh my god, that's beautiful. That is gorgeous. Hold on. We still got to get around this mess, but... Buddy, get away from me. That sounded like money. Yeah, I'm not the inventor of that trick, but that was, I mean, it was like, I would love to take credit for it, but that was slick. Like, I hadn't even thought about that. Like, there's the enemy we need to get through. I tank damage against that enemy, right? No. Post-hit invincibility is post-hit invincibility. And depending on which direction you get hit from, Mario goes a different way. That is beautiful. That is like... That's gorgeous. That may actually help in a couple places here later on. Right. So, you know how we were just celebrating the good news? This may also be bad news. Because up until now, it was very, very difficult to tell if things were getting killed by that gold tape. Now we have a method to tell. We may discover that a lot more things have been dying than we counted the first time. You know, just because we didn't know about it didn't mean we weren't killing dudes, so it's good that we know. We've got a very accurate measure now, and if we're doing science, you gotta have accuracy. So that sounded like a coin too, but like, they had to have been ways off screen. Those two shy guys are an issue. So like you'll see, I'm spinning them off to the side of the screen, and there's a reason for that. And actually, I'll demonstrate why. I will demonstrate why, because there's a reason why. A pacifist reason why, rather. Okay, we got it down to 1, so that is actually good news. Okay, progress. We're getting there. Now we know. So the thing about spitting enemies out, you spit an enemy out, it will roll indefinitely until it either contacts another enemy, or if it hits a wall, and either way it'll explode. Right. And if you swallow an enemy, obviously dead. The thing is, though, the fun thing about this game, you can move enemies by spitting them. If you spit them directly upward, they will land. And there we go, still alive. We just moved him. So as long as you spit them upward, you can move enemies that way. If we get them off the right side of the screen, they will despawn. So that's a trick we do. When the enemies die when you beat the level, that is mine. Because if I didn't go through that ring, none of these dudes would die. The equivalent of me detonating a bomb. The bomb killed things. I detonated it. And usually it wasn't much of an issue. It was Yoshi death magic? I don't know. I assume he's some sort of necromancer and he's draining the life out of them. He's turning their bodies into coins. You see how they turn into coins? He's using magic to turn them into metal, which is sad. I'm not surprised. You know how bloodthirsty Yoshi is. Oh, also, if you put them in your mouth and you jump through, they die anyway. You see how they're gone. Alright, so... So yeah, this is going to make the thing a little more difficult, because we very well could have just been not counting some of them. But the accuracy, I love the accuracy. So it really is just dependent upon... I don't think they are inclined to walk towards you or further away from you. Like, they act independently of you. Oops, that was an accident entirely. I wasn't even thinking about that. So... So if I spit him out there... I want to see if the thing I said about them being off the right side of the screens actually counts. Because when you interact with that ring, it pans to the right, and how slow it takes, how long those coins are in the air. I've got to think if they were off to the right, dying and turning into money, it would have panned and there would have been a coin there. Has been my reasoning for doing that. It's very hard to test because for all we know, it's going to say 35, but there were just 2 dudes to the left this time. We can see how many dudes died. We can't see where they were when they died. So there's actually a way we can test that. It's just going to have to be a different level. we're going to have to take a level where there is no enemies anywhere near the goal ring, and then do that and see if it gives us a coin, like a controlled experiment. So we can't test that now, unfortunately. And there's, like, I really have no way to tell. I mean, once we get to a level like that, I'm really curious, because we can then, in that same situation, we can test several things. We can test to see if how far away things need to be before they won't count anymore. So that's going to be great. You can jump through the ring that way. So for this, like, we can do that to him if we're very careful about it. But, like, they're just going to wander left and right. We've got no way to lead them. And there's two of them, so if I do this, they could accidentally die. Guys? Guys, I'm mad at you. We're far enough left where the jumpy one isn't here. And those two right there can't respawn because we're have their spawn location loaded in. So if they walk far enough to the right where they despawn, they can't then respawn. We jump into the ring. I gotta think that's the play. Right. Still gonna require some patience. Apologize for that. How much further if I walk it? How much further until that thing spawns? Because that would be the thing, right? That if we could walk as far left as we can go, that means they would despawn quicker to the right. So I can almost get to the top of that hump. Okay. Doesn't help much, but... Right. He spawned anyway. I mean, it doesn't really matter much, though, does it? Because he doesn't turn around. He keeps going the way I want him to go. Like, that purple one's more of an issue than the jumpy one. Okay, well. I told you this was going to be a slog. I apologize. This whole thing took several streams because, like, this is going to be much more spicy. So they just spawn in at the exact same time. That sucks. Or near to. Nope, exact same. That's interesting. Got the exact same spawn point. So that leads me to believe they weren't there, and then a second later they were there after I stopped moving. So they spawn in a little bit off the edge of the screen. So, did you all the way from over here? So that goes to show that, yeah, enemies are still... You'll interact with them when they're way off screen still. So we spawned him in accidentally doing that. My God. So here, like I'm standing right here, is he going to show up? It's hard to test because they do wander left and right. But, like, I guess if he's just spawned in, he can't really wander left, so... That was a murder. I want to test this guy. Doesn't seem like he's showing up now. I need to know what the cutoff is before they spawn in. Wow! So it just takes them a while. So the flowers here. The flowers are off limits. Let's test that. Jump over here. Accidents happen. Happy little accidents. You and you. Go. Go away. In fact, hold on. You. You're coming with me. So, we know he's off. We know he died. He's gone. The one that was there is dead. We don't now know if he... We gotta test to see if he respawned. We do that by getting to the edge of the green. And now we just wait to see if he shows up. Science. Oh my god, I haven't been able to do this in a long time. Give me a second. Is it gonna load in right? I hope it loaded in right. Oh god, I haven't done science in forever. I want you guys to know that I take this very seriously. Like, if we're all going out on our way, like out of our way to go through this adventure to teach Yoshi that it's wrong to kill dudes. All right, I'm just asking. I don't mind playing it twice. Boop.
Science.
See, if you don't do it after like long enough, it just does that. It doesn't load the beginning. Jacob, thank you. Appreciate you, sir. We're doing our best. Hope you're doing well today. So I'm just going to give this 1 second to see if it spawns. And in fact, not only... You know what's interesting? We've had him spawn in from ways to the left, but not the jumpy one. So I was wrong. The jumpy one actually does spawn in. You need to go further left to spawn him in. He's just faster. He moves to the right. So that's why it seemed like that when we were doing it. But Big, that's because we're doing a lot of science. Thank you for telling me. That was a mistake. My bad. I'm just standing here. Okay. So Big was doing 2-hour pancakes. You're doing trees? My God. You all live just such exciting, productive lives. Meanwhile, I'm over here teaching Yoshi not to kill things. So, those 2 Shy Guys are gone. We've removed them from the equation. The jumpy one can't spawn in. If he did, he would have been here by now. The only thing that should be able to spawn is purple. And he's not here yet, but... I'm going to go refill my coffee and I'm going to leave the game up running. I'm going to throw up my be right back screen, but we're going to see because I'm going to go get my coffee. If he hasn't showed up by then, he's not showing up. So I think what that means is the green is the cutoff, like the green area. So we got that much room to work with. Yeah. We're making sure we do this right. So give me 1 moment, take the opportunity to rehydrate. Jacob, sounds like you had a thorough day. Please drink enough water. You too, Big. You said you were dehydrated and I'm mad about it, but I'll be right back. Big, if you weren't here, I've said this before, the stream would burn to the ground. It would be anarchy and chaos. Thank you. That is the second time you've saved my bacon this stream. Jesus, how... Not if we're not counting audio. My God. Yeah, if Big wasn't here, this channel would have been gone a long time ago. Alright, so... What was I saying? Nothing important. Oh, I just noticed that there's no aisle in my Be Right Back screen. There used to be an aisle. When did I get rid of that? Kind of want to add it back. Anyway. No, Jacob, it's something that needed to be done and took a great deal of effort to do, so you might not think it's a big deal, and in the grand scheme of things, it might not be that important, but responsible, and, you know, you always have a big chore that needs to be done. You complete it, you're allowed to be proud, you're allowed to be satisfied with that. Alright, so homie didn't spawn back in. Right. So we proved that. Right. It's hard to determine the spawn distance with these guys because they really do just randomly walk left or right. So once we get an enemy who has a clear, I move this direction, we're going to be able to test how far away things get killed. So that's going to be good. We just can't yet. Right. So... don't do that. So how we're going to do this? From over here. So clear out these guys. So what we're going to have to do is, as we come across those shy guys, we're going to have to spit them to the left and then run and despawn them. And then these two. Right. So the guy moves. You spawn enemies in so far off screen. We don't actually have the option to spit them off screen and deload them that way. Because the only way to spit them and have them stay alive is the up spit. And we've established that that doesn't give you anywhere near as much distance as you need to despawn them. So we can move them that way, can't despawn them that way. So, what do we do? Okay, hold on, let's test something. We know that only those two have loaded in. So now we can just see if that does actually work. We'll see if it's either one or two. Because we saw the one die, the one on the right didn't. Or did. We're gonna see. I'd love for that number to say 34, but that's the thing. If you spit them off to the right, I don't know if they can wander back on screen. Which I guess would be the next test. It is just really hard to tell with them because they wander left and right. 34. We're at 33. We saw that one die. The one coin we got was directly beneath us. The one off the right side of the screen did not give us money. That is... Speaking of money, I was prepared to bet money I was wrong about that. That does seem to be the case, so... You're gone. You're gone. No cha-ching sound. And a bonus. different save slot just in case. Oh my god. We solved the problem. Big. Thank you. Jacob. Thank you. You guys give me my strength. My foundation. Said that a lot more sinister than I intended. You're the wind beneath my wings. You know what? No. Let's be sinister about it. We out here saving lives. Get extra weird when I'm happy, I apologize. It doesn't happen very often, so. There's only 3 or 4, I think 3 different formations this puzzle can show up. And so like if you know where one of the Marios is, you can actually narrow down where the rest of them are. So the fact that it was to the top right, I was about certain it was going to be that one. Thing is, like, if you miss the first one, you don't know. And you can't narrow it down with just one. So if you play this enough, the third one is almost guaranteed to be a gimme. If you're paying attention to where the first two, what the first two are. Going to, like I said, save slot 1, just so we can make sure. Come on, 33. Ninja-san, thank you. 34. Why 34? What the hell happened? Why 34? Why 34, actually? Hold on. Okay. Minor hiccup. Did we spit him off screen? Right. Spit him off screen. Did I move too far to the left and spawn something in? Let's see. Oh my god. I don't know where they spawned in. We could be loaded, like... Because you can't hit the ring from the right. You have to hit it from the left. So if we move far enough to the left where we can just activate the ring, that may be far enough to the left to spawn the guy. In that case, I don't actually think there's anything we can do. So we're going to see how far left I need to be to activate the ring, and then see if that spawns the dude in. Because that would be the, like, that would cause it. Okay, so that does it. Did a coin just appear out of Mario? Hold on. Am I seeing things? I think I'm seeing things. Hold on. I swear I just saw a coin. Oops. This is taking quite a bit of time, but I promise the end goal isn't nearly this complicated. Usually enemies just stay away from it. Usually. And we are just testing this, so in the future, they're not going to take nearly this long to do these. But there we go. Okay, I think I was just imagining it. Okay. So the test then would be... We now know. Actually make a better save state. There we go. Okay, so yellow and green are off to the right, and we know that spitting them off to the right does despawn them, so they should not be there. That shouldn't be what's happening here. It's just the ones to the left. So we gotta see from here. I can activate. What was that? Was that one of the dudes? So it is the dude. Hold on, hold on. It really has been the dude this whole time. Hold on. Why do one of you disappear and the other one doesn't? Green is back and yellow's back. What the hell? Hold on. How? So this is left enough to spawn Green Man in. How is yellow back? How? How is? Guys, we already celebrated, and now I feel like we should have, we celebrated game. The game can't just do this to us after we celebrate. Apparently it can. Okay. Bad news, Big. So I get a running jump. We tested it, and we got 1 coin when we spit them both off to the right. And I think I know why that is. The issue here, nope. He just comes back. So why it didn't count that one? I'm not imagining things. We spit one off to the side, and it didn't count anymore, right? So I do that, and I scroll slightly. Is that going to despawn him? So we're going to stand here and see if yellow comes back. Because we despawned him. We did. Right. The one we spit off to the right didn't count, so why didn't it count that time and it's counting now? Because he's coming back. So my thinking might be, it doesn't kill every enemy that's loaded in. They can be loaded in and still not count, which I don't think is the case here. I think that for whatever reason, when we tested that the first time, he got more distance somehow. Or what I'm testing right now is when I spit him off to the right, we suddenly shifted the camera to the left and that despawned him. He didn't get enough distance when we spit him, but when we moved to the left, he entered that despawn area, which I think is what's happening here. Not really, they come back. Everything is here is despawned. There's a bunch of bosses coming in that aren't loaded in. They're not dead, they're just not alive. You can't murder somebody who doesn't exist. Like, it's the nature of the game world. I'm not responsible for that. I'm not the one loading them in or not loading them in. And besides that, that would just make, that would make the entire thing unplayable, so we're not going to think about that. That would make this whole thing just impossible to do. Let's take every enemy with us and go from there. Just have like 100 enemies at the end and destroy them all at once. That'd be hilarious. So the good news, we've been standing here for a good bit of time. So hold on. When I tested it before, I was like pixels to the left of where I am now. Is that the difference? Like, standing right here, Green Man isn't showing up. Whereas before I was standing just the tiniest bits to the left, and he showed up. And if that's the case, the game is just like, this is actually a blessing. This is like a miracle. It fell within the couple pixels I needed. And that seems to be the case because he's not showing up. It's hard to tell because they wander around. Besides that, the guy on the right didn't show back up. So I think my theory about spitting him off to the side and then going left worked. Oh, Weird Boy. I miss Weird Boy. That makes me sad inside. I miss seeing her on here. You got gifted a sub. Was that recent? I haven't seen her on here in like, it feels like a couple months. I was kind of bummed out. I thought she stopped streaming. That isn't. And I'm going to keep a lookout. So I really do miss her. She's fantastic. Funny. Kind. Welsh. Which is interesting to me. I'll look it up later. Don't worry about it. I've been missing my friends. So I think doing this, we despawn the one to the right that we split off screen, and we're not far enough left to spawn him in. That seems to be the case, doesn't it? So are we now far enough left to activate the goal ring? Nope. Okay. So, how does that do it? That does it. But we didn't test to see if he loaded, because like I said, we're within pixels of loading that guy in on the left. Watch it be 35 somehow. Because that's the thing, either the green one dies or he doesn't, depending on how far left we can go. Because we need to go far enough left to activate the ring without spawning him. And if you can't go far enough left to activate the ring without spawning him, there's literally nothing we can do. No amount of strats is going to help us with that. Yeah, at that point it's over. I mean, you say that, Bees, but is it true? I don't know. Hold on. Okay. I mean, that's more recent than I thought, so maybe she's just taking a, maybe I'm just missing her. I don't know. I haven't seen her online in a while. It seems like longer than that, so maybe I've just missed her. But she's really sweet. If you said random gifts, I'm not sure if you've hung out there on stream with her, but she's really rad. 34. Got another idea. I'm not out of ideas yet. I know we've been on the first level for like 45 minutes. Let's try this. Yeah, that's how you usually bump into people. Okay, so yeah, that does spawn him in. So you're saying, technically I killed him but not Yoshi. We're counting that as the same thing because we're not... There's a lot of really sneaky things I can do to kill enemies and not have Yoshi interact with them directly, but it still kills the enemies. I've always just been counting that. We're not allowed to, through some third-party shenanigans, kill an enemy. Even if, through Yoshi's perspective, he didn't do anything. So I've only got one thing left to try. Because I can't do the spit to the right side of the screen thing with him. Because then I would just go back left and he would spawn back in. We've established that doing this with them kills them because eventually they're going to run into an enemy or a wall and die. There's no way for them to be in that state and then not without dying. I'm going to say maybe. So the thing here is, if I spit them off to the right side of the screen, not up, but just regular, does that count as a kill? They never impact something. They despawn before they die. But in our head, we know that there's no way for them to leave that state without dying. Does that count as a death? What I just did just now, does that count as a death? I want to get some feedback. Big. Now, I don't want the answer to be no for the sake of a lower number. I want to do this right. I'd rather have a higher number than cheat. You know what I mean? I don't want to fudge some stuff, do things underhandedly. Would that count as a death? I'm genuinely curious. Because if we could do that, we despawn yellow, and we spit green. I've got to think there would be a time. If we spit green, and he's still loaded in, and we move over here, if we stand here while he's still loaded in, and then he unloads, I've got to think he wouldn't respawn because we're within his loading area. They can't load into their area if you were there. I mean, if we're being fair, there is nothing to the... Well, hold on. Oh my god, Big, you just made me think of something. Hold on. Hold on. We're doing science, we're testing something. I'm allowed to murder, we're doing science, we're testing. For sake of testing. Excuse me, apologize. Doing some testing. Hold on.
Science.
There we go. We can actually test that. Come here. I was gonna say, we don't have an instance where like that's an invisible wall, right? But there's stuff to the right. So like what does happen if you spit an enemy off into an invisible wall? No enemy, no solid object to contact, just there. There's nothing to the left of me, whereas at the finish there was. So like we just spit a man into the nebulous abyss of nothingness. He entered the intangible ones and zeros. I mean, if you tell me to do science, I will. Just hold on. I don't want it to be a point purchase. I want to just be able to...
Science.
There we go. Or I could do it like make it a 1 point purchase. The issue with that is that we get like obnoxious people in here spamming it. I'd rather just... Yeah, like... very tempting. So... I think... I'm not sure if I just really wanted... After how long? I couldn't do that. It takes a good bit of time to get 1,000 points. Like... that, no, I'd feel bad about that. Especially if I'm doing it already. Like, I like doing it when this situation arises. Like my drum for bad jokes. It should happen. And it should be free when it happens. It's not up to you guys to foot the bill. So like originally I was thinking, if you spit them off to the right, that should count as a kill because like, right? But we've established if they are unloaded, they're unloaded. And I did say earlier, we're not responsible for everything in this world that's unloaded. We're gonna do that. I feel like maybe that's a little bit of cheese, but if anyone disagrees, I'm willing to hear the sides of the argument. I just, like, I don't know if this is me just really wanting to win after spending so long in this level. or if that actually makes sense. But I think it actually makes sense. Like you guys know I don't cheat doing this. I try not to. I take this seriously. We don't even know if this will work or not. Because in theory, if he's still loaded in as we cross the threshold to load him in, and he unloads, he shouldn't then be able to respawn. But he'll still be off screen, so maybe he can. Like, if it's not an exact line, if it's an area, then we're kind of screwed. But this is the last thing we can test, because if this doesn't work, then there's literally nothing else that can happen. Like, if you can't interact with the goal without him spawning in, there's just nothing that can be done. That's actually impossible. Me, Baba. No. As far as I know, I've seen one person do this pacifist, and wait, we were standing on this spot right here before for so long that I actually went to go get coffee and came back. What the hell? How is he spawning in then when I'm under the gold tape? Ah! But no, he's a really good streamer or YouTuber. But the rules he set out for himself at the beginning of the challenge were wildly different than what I agree with. Like, on a fundamental level, we disagree on a lot of things. So I can't do that. But he is the one that I got that piranha plant trick earlier with, how I passed through those. I got that from him, and I gotta say, if nothing else, props for that. Like, you think that's pretty definitive. We just fast forward, it's so hard. Hold on. I'm gonna mute the game so it doesn't get obnoxious, but hold on. Like, you would think that would mean, like, hold on, like, I'm gonna hold down the fast forward. Right? I refuse to believe he's loaded in. Hey, Hydrate. Thank you for that. So what the hell's happening here? Where's that coin coming from? Can't be him. The guy to the right's not there either. Neither of them showed up. Oh my god. That's what I mean. We can't tell where the coin's coming from. So where is it coming from? Hold on. Thank you for the hydrate though, Big. Miles is on my desk being cute. Hold up.
Hey, sweetheart.
Alright, so, I mean, for all we know, we could just jump into the goal right now, it would be 33, and for whatever reason, it worked. Like, for whatever reason, there's just nothing dying, and I don't know why. No reason not to test it. Like, I mean, let's test it. Let's do some science.
Science.
You've got me more inclined to do science. Okay, so put the game audio back on. And you said the game audio was good, right? Just a little quiet. I think when you fast forward it seemed to be louder, but I'm not sure. If it's sped up, the audio gets higher pitched, and that does make it sound louder, I suppose. I didn't hear a coin noise, but I could be wrong. Like I said, it's quiet on my end, too. Like, why would that be the case? We were directly underneath it and the green guy spawned in. So now that we're like 3 miles to the left of the gold tape, he just doesn't show up. This game is so weird about spawning in and what isn't. Oh my god. I What the hell? Big? I challenge you to make sense out of that. Bet you can't. That is okay. Fine. I can't explain why that worked. It worked. I was directly underneath the goal and that guy was spawning in, but now that we like went all the way to, like, we went that far to the left, he's just not there anymore. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Was that us spitting him off to the right? Did we spit him off to the right that time? Was that attempt? Hold on, do I have a save state? I do have a save state. So if that's the case, fortunately I can test this really quickly. Hold on, this I can test quickly, I promise. This one I can. So this far in, he should pop up. Apologize. Okay, yellow and green are back. Right. Yellow and green are back. Right. So gone. Will he respawn? He does respawn. So I just established that wasn't an up spit. That was just a spit. He does spawn. So that wasn't a result of me spitting him over there even. That was just for whatever reason. So even if we decided that regular spitting is off limits, that wasn't the case. Okay. Well, now my conscience is entirely clear. Let's continue. Guys, we went to level 2. Check my recording. An hour and 6 minutes in, we beat the first level. Beautiful. 0 kills. That being said, this one presents its own difficulties. Hold on, where did I? Right. So there is besides gold tape, the other dangerous thing about this whole situation, and let me just demonstrate. And then die. Let me not demonstrate. Checkpoints. Checkpoints do the same thing as gold tape. They will vaporize everything on the screen. But unlike gold tape, you don't actually have to interact with them. They're checkpoints. Almost always you can get around them. Now you'll notice I said almost. The one in this level you cannot get around. There's no physical, actual possible way to get around it. And there's one of those pipes that spawn in enemies close enough to it to get affected by it. So like we established the first time, if you've got 6 eggs, enemies won't spawn in there. So the solution is to get 6 eggs and go through there. The issue is that possible for us? Because going through the first level, we got access to that egg block. So we got access to that egg block, but we need to shoot that one cloud. So we're down to 5 eggs. That's why we have 5 at this level. That's how we end up with 5. So one of them is going to spawn in. And between that cloud and now, I don't know if there's another... I really don't think there's another egg block. So the only way to get more eggs would be to eat an enemy or use an item. So our options are use an item or hold on, let me check something else out. Five eggs. If I unload the area we're in right now, would this flower remain? Because we needed to use one of our eggs to spawn the flower. If I restock on eggs and come back through here and the flower's there, I won't then need to use that egg. We will have 6 eggs. So let's test that. If that's the case, then it's as easy as that. We just got to go snag ourselves the egg. So let's see. Fingers crossed that works. Because that would do it. But also, I just realized that that guy there would help us out even more. Because the piranha plants hold you in their mouth for a moment. But this guy, we can just do that. That is a much easier... So that trick I learned from that dude, that is going to help out so much. Okay. Alright, 6 eggs. Does that thing stay loaded in? Well, I mean, the good news there, 2 for 2. The good news there is we know how easy it is to get into there, right? Oops. So I won't bother doing the taking damage trick. I'm just gonna shoot the dudes because we shot these dudes, right? I just want to see if that flower despawns or not. That's really the only reason we're doing this. So we've established that, yeah, it is doable to do that. We're just testing this out. So we need to see if this flower respawns. If not, I still got one more trick we can try. I would just prefer if it was this way because that would save us a lot of hassle. Hold on, I lied. We got 2 things we can try. Actually, hold on. So, not quite enough height. We need to see, because if you're Yoshi and you flutter jump just right, you can maintain your height indefinitely. Can't get any higher. You can keep your height. So, right. Well, I was about to say, the area up there would give us enough height to clear it, but you need to use an egg to get up here. Would it even? So we'd have to use that same egg to get up here in the first place. So that's out of the question. Okay, that's fine. So the only way for us to do this, we'd have to either find an egg block in this level before that point, or find an egg item. And there's only so many ways you get items in this game. Typically you get them from the end of level bonuses. But you can also get them from bandits. Bandit minigames. There's no bandit minigames here. No bandit minigames here. So, the end of level gold tape is going to be the situation. Miles looks really confused. He was laying on my phone when it went off. He's like looking around. Oh, I love him so much. He's an idiot and I love him. He's a sweetheart. I know. You're a cat. You don't understand what phones are. Hi. Alright. So that's it. Like, it's right here. Believe me when I say, you would think you could jump over here. You can't. The hitbox for these things are crazy. That was a terrible attempt. Bees, that doesn't count. Trust me. Did that just straight up not kill a dude? That just straight up didn't kill a dude. So what was it? Were we just like not fast enough before? Oh God, why am I like this? Did that really just work just now? Really? Really? Well, let's try that again. Like, my plan I was gonna do was like, because like that was a much better attempt. So, yeah. Fine. That seems to be the theme. I don't know why it worked, but it worked. Okay. Sure. I could not get that to happen before. Could not. I tried a lot. You know, life's funny. Life be funny. Alright, well, we continue. I was gonna say the only option is I don't know if the end of level... Okie doke, appreciate you, Big. I hope your dishes go well. So the end of level gold tape. I don't know if the bonus it takes you to is the same every time. So I believe, like, I don't know. I do not know. That's actually something I'm not certain about. So like, the one bonus level we got didn't give us items. Some of them do. So if we could just save state and farm that first ring until it gave us a bonus game that gave us items, we could have just done that until we got ourselves an egg refill item, and that would have solved the problem too. But for whatever reason, it's no longer a problem, so we're just going to accept that and keep going. It's very easy to prove whether or not a goal ring or a checkpoint kills an enemy, because like the goal rings turning enemies into coins, checkpoints turn enemies into stars. So if there's no star, there was no kill. $95. That's weird. Yeah, that is the first level. There's just all of a sudden there was an issue that was no longer an issue for whatever reason. I don't know. And this one, the checkpoint that was an issue for us before, isn't an issue. Also for a reason I don't understand, but I mean, sure. Honestly, we cleared this thing out with 51 kills last time. Any opportunity, like if the game is going to change its own rules to help us, yes, I will accept every single jank thing I don't understand. Beautiful. Level 3. I think my family's yelling at me. They'll give me one moment. What's up? Oh, get up. Apologize. My stepbrother's car broke down. They're going to go help him out. Okay. Right. Now, you're going to think I'm being very picky about this, but this is an example of like how seriously I take this. I said this before. We play using basketball rules. So, if I interact with something and that thing kills an enemy, that's on me. So it happened for just a brief moment. Like if you weren't paying attention, you may have not even noticed. That rock bumped into me. And that rock actually goes and clobbers a bunch of dudes. So the rock was already moving when we got here. If it kills something, it's sad, but there wasn't even anything down here anyway. Okay, so if a rock kills something, sad, not my fault. If I've interacted with that rock, then yes, that is my fault. The rock can be considered a weapon. I can't use it to kill dudes. That's still me killing dudes. So we go by basketball rules. All right. But like that should demonstrate to you just how serious I take this whole thing. Like, I'm not about to do something cheap just because I want to lower the number. Like, nobody is stricter about this than I have. I've told my Mario expert guy about some of my own rules, and he thinks they're a little unfair. Okay, there's an enemy down there, isn't there? Hold on, that is a strategy though, isn't it? If we unload the rock before it kills an enemy. But like we can't be looking at it in regards to like game limitations. Like that doesn't count. The rock would have killed him. It would have. He just wasn't loaded in at the time. But like that is the case though, isn't it? Because like you have to, like if it doesn't die, it doesn't die. So is there one dude down here, or is there regularly two? We gotta find that out. So, did it kill one of them, or is there just only one down there? Gotta see. I'm going to be killing stuff for this right now because we're just testing it. Wrong one. We just proved it was doable. I just want to test to see if there's one dude down there or two. Okay, so there's one dude down there. Okay, there we go. Back to where we were. So right back where we were. Right. Or no, that rock wasn't spawned in. I don't know, now this is feeling more and more like cheating. So we didn't have to come down here in the first place. I thought the key was down here. Okay. Turns out it didn't matter. Okay, where is the key then? Hold on, where is the key? 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 Do we need the key? I don't think we need the key. Hold on. I mean, we really don't need the key if you think about it. The key is to get to that bonus game. Free items, which don't get me wrong, items are incredibly helpful for this. Not man, like we can get them through gold tape. Now that we've established that the flowers aren't living things. My game's still muted. I apologize for that. There we go. Couple minor things I'm thinking are different. In this, originally I had someone ask me if those spores that float down and turn into these dudes, that thing, do those count as a living thing? And originally I said yes, because they turn into those things. They're just a different form. But that's not really fair, is it either, though? Like, because you wouldn't call an acorn an oak tree, and you could be a vegetarian and still eat an egg. Some people would debate that, but you can't account for people like that. An egg is not a living thing. Turns into a chicken. So, like I said, if anyone disagrees, I'm willing to hear all arguments, but the fact that we pulled it off the first try, because post-hit invincibility Yoshi kills a lot of stuff. Like, you'll go to tank the hit and keep going, he'll kill a lot of stuff, and those little nipper plants are, yeah, I think the game calls them nippers, I think. I do believe. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. They're kind of like white versions of munchers, I guess. Yeah, I was intentional, like, because the implication here is that we were talking about like a chicken not being an egg. I like to think that we were all thinking about that. I just don't want to get into that specifically, which is why I used like acorn, oak tree, chicken, egg analogies instead. But not even that, because even if you're towards the argument like fetus counts, scientifically you could prove that a fetus exhibits signs of life. It couldn't live without the host. So I'm on the pro-choice side of things, but that's really neither here nor there, because the cells within a fetus are living cells. An egg is organic. It's not a living creature. It's not a living thing. Right? An acorn isn't going to develop into an oak tree. Well, it would, though. Like, oh my god. Oh, it does. That's literally what it does. So, like, you wouldn't call a seed, or you would. A seed sprouts and then becomes a living thing. So at what point does a seed become a living thing? Big, you got my brain all messed up. Chipmunk, good morning. I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you've been doing well. I mean, it hasn't been that long. I've had people disappear for a lot longer than you disappear. I appreciate your company. Don't feel like you've just ghosted us for forever. You're around from time to time, and I appreciate it when you are. You know, I think the egg analogy is probably more accurate here. Because don't get me wrong, I'm not 100%. Like I said, originally I did count them as living things, and now I'm kind of not. Okay, so allow me to hit you with a different point, just a completely different angle. Up until now, because the world of Mario is really weird, you can't tell, like, organic things. We can't use our rules for life in this world, because Bob-ombs are made of metal and gunpowder. They're a living thing. Thwomps are made out of stone. They're a living thing. So our rules don't apply. What we do to determine life is sentience, consciousness. Is this thing self-aware? Does it have thoughts and feelings? These munchers are hopping around. They might not be very smart. They're self-aware. That spore falling down, it is not self-aware until it hits the ground. That's the argument I'm going to use. The is it sentient argument. The same reason plucking a regular flower, that's not murder. Plucking a flower that has thoughts and feelings, that is murder. Okay, appreciate you, Chipmunk. Those both sound like very important things. We just nailed both of those first try. Beautiful. It's all about that confidence. You just gotta make the jumps as if you know they're gonna succeed. Whoop. No! No! I'm mad about that because that's such an easy thing to avoid. You just stand there and he'll disappear on his own volition. Well, I appreciate Chipmunk. Good luck with video games and looking after people. Just to make sure. Every time, right before we go through every goal tape, I'm just gonna make sure, because it is so hard to tell if something off screen dies. And just because we don't know if something dies doesn't mean it's okay, you know. You can't out of sight, out of mind murder. Like, you can do that with other people dying. Don't get me wrong, we do it all the time. There are people dying in the world right now. We just don't think about it. If we're responsible, then you're not allowed to do that. The "I didn't see it happen" argument won't hold up in court. Okay, 6, cool. Now, this being said, there's no way to avoid killing things. Or bosses. You kill every boss in this game except for Bowser. And most of the bosses here count for multiple because the universe has a sense of humor. So we're still going to end up with a very high number just because bosses, but if, like I said, if there's nothing we can do about it, there's nothing we can do about it. It's like, we can't get around boss fights, and they count. So we're just gonna do the lowest we can. Asking me about my favorite game? I'm a big Pokemon fan. I used to play it competitively online, like tournaments and stuff, and I was pretty decent at it. It's just, it's a much different experience when you play competitively. It really is. It becomes very much like everything you do is like math. It just becomes entirely like math, right down to decimal points. It takes all the fun out of it, so I dipped out, but I used to be a huge fan of Pokemon 1 through 5, Gen 1 through Gen 5. None of the new stuff, but I adore Pokemon 1 through 5. Okay. That's adorable! I've not been flattened by one of those since I was a child. I didn't even remember they did that. That is precious. He becomes like why did I do that? He becomes like a pancake and floats down cartoon style. That's wonderful. So why can other things crush me to death, but when that happens I become fine. Ooh, yeah, you've got a lot of catching up to do. There's abilities now, there's held items. Pokemon can hold stuff. Genders. Weather. So many things. Team battles. You can battle multiple Pokemon at a time. That's a tough one for me because I love Gen 1. Of course you love Gen 1. It's Gen 1. Gen 4 got me back into it because I wasn't a big fan of 3. Like, I really don't enjoy 3. So I kind of, like, stopped playing when 3 came out. Gen 4 got me back into it. But Gen 5 had a lot of really cool stuff, too. And if we're talking about, like, competitively, like, my team, really. If we're talking about competitively, like, my team, oh, yeah, I mean, we're not talking about competitively. You literally said we're not. Okay. I'm rambling. I mean to say I'm a big fan of 5. Like, 5 might be my favorite gen. Yeah. Big fan of 5. Black and white, in case you guys are unsure. Okay, so just so we can establish, you can shoot these guys, they don't die. Rude, but they can't be killed. But probably Gen 5 is my favorite. I would say if it's been a really long time for you, probably go back and do Gen 1. But after that, I would say if you want to skip that or you just don't want to, you know, I would say either 4 or 5. We can use those guys to get over that ring. So we're going to do that. Or they're gone? Now? What? Hold on. Are they just gone? Sure. Cool. Let's say, give Gen 1 a try, even if you're not like, do a full playthrough. Maybe play a little bit of Gen 1, but yeah, if I had to recommend one to get back into, 4 or 5. Because you've got a lot of catching up to do. Yeah, because because I would say 4 or 5, and that would mean you have to learn abilities, held items, genders, weather, so many things. Oh my god. Alright, yeah, let's get into a boss fight. Issue with boss fights is you're not allowed to use items, so that hurts us quite a bit. In this boss fight, we've got access to free eggs, infinite of them. Most boss fights, if you want ammunition, you've got to eat things, and each of those counts as a kill. That'll come into play later. Besides Pokemon, though, you asked me more of my favorite games. Number 1 favorite game is Donkey Kong Country 2. Big fan of Mega Man. Actually, I don't know if I've ever showed this off on stream, but I've got a Mega Man tattoo. Give me a second. Mega Man. Huge fan of Mega Man. Big fan. Binding of Isaac, I've got around 5,000 hours in that. So, like, I like to think I'm a pretty big fan of it. Mega Man, Donkey Kong Country 2, Pokemon, Isaac. I'm also a big Zelda fan. Love Zelda. Ocarina of Time is probably my favorite, but there's some really good ones. It's hard to rank them. Silent Hill 2, I've beaten dozens of times. Massive Silent Hill 2 fan. And I like RPGs. I really do. I'm a big RPG fan. And I think if I had to pick one favorite, it would be Final Fantasy IX. But there's a lot of really good RPGs. Chrono Trigger's out there. Mario RPG. But favorite's probably 9. It has its low points, but my favorite's 9. That's just very tragic. I'm sad about that. We had our first kill, but like I said, there's just no getting around these boss encounters. It's not happening. I've never done Nuzlocke because the idea is weird to me. Like, the rules that are in place. The way I play, that none of the handicaps for Nuzlocke are an issue. Rarely comes into play anyway. But now that you mention it, actually, that does sound like a fun thing to do for stream. I might do that on stream sometime. Let me make a note, because my memory is bad. I'm going to make a note, and I very well could just start up a Nuzlocke run, because while, like, the most important thing is here we're having fun, and I'm giving you guys something you want to watch. But that being said, people do really enjoy watching Nuzlocke runs, though, don't they? So, yeah, I don't know, maybe do that sometime. We'll see. Probably. That might be fun. Yeah. But no, I've never actually done one. I have beat the Elite Four with a Magikarp, but I've never done Nuzlocke. Actually, you know what? Because that is a popular thing. Like we're all aware of it as a thing. I've never actually done it though, so that does sound interesting. Maybe I should get around to trying it sometime. Yeah, do that. Sounds fun. Probably do. I'm trying to think about which one I should do. Because Gen 4, Gen 5, those are DS games. As far as I know, I can't emulate those. I don't know that for a fact, but I don't think I can emulate them. Just because the touchpad is weird. But technology's come a long way. For all I know, I could be wrong about that. I'm very old. Games that come on CDs are baffling to me. Gen 8, nope. I appreciate I've stopped after Gen 5. I've had a long, fulfilling Pokemon journey. 5 generations. My Pokemon journey has concluded. Because the newer games do a lot of things I really don't like. Like, really don't like. Mega Evolutions. I despise Mega Evolutions. Gigamax or something, or Dynamax. For all I know, they're different things, right? Maybe. I don't know. Those are goofy. Regional differences. Regional forms. Those I might hate most of all. And if you knew how much I hated Mega Evolutions, you'd understand how much that means. Oh my god. But big not fan. Yes, okay. But yeah, so like 4 and 5, I apologize, my nose just keeps itching. Okay, 4 and 5, I just I don't think I can emulate. So like, that gives me the option between 1, 2, and 3, so I'm like, which one should I do? When people first started doing it, wasn't like a Gen 3 challenge originally. For some reason my brain just associates Nuzlocke with Gen 3. But I could be wrong about that. And I suppose it doesn't really matter. So, 1, 2, or 3, I could pick one out, see what you guys want me to do. Up to you guys. Chipmunk, if you had an option, 1, 2, or 3, which one would you think I should do? Big, I think you're still hanging around. I don't see why you wouldn't be. You usually are. No shade if you're not, but, you know, if you're listening. I ask you, you just said you only know Generation 1, right? Ignore me, I apologize. Right. I could just do one for nostalgia value because I haven't played Pokemon Gen 1 in like a long, long time. So I don't know. Three might be fun, because if nothing else, Gen 3 is the most visually appealing of those options. As much as I love the old school Gen 1 and 2, how those look on the Game Boy Color, Gen 3 does look nice. Right, but that's when you do them. What about when I do them? Oh my god, that's so unfunny. Oh my god. Like, I wish I could be sorry about that, but I'm not. That's hilarious. You said when I do them. Oh god, I'm sorry. I'm tired. My brain's fried. Jesus, that's very not funny. Really? Really? God damn, I'm sorry. Oh my. So I guess here we can test to see what the end of the level goal does. Because we really would like to get some items. So let's cheat a bit to test this. Because I want to see if the bonus is fixed or if it is random. And if it's random, then we could snag an item here. Which will help tremendously. Because at some points in the game, you tank damage and you keep going. So having healing items is going to be tremendously helpful in that regard. Or eggs. In instances where you don't have egg blocks, you're expected to eat an enemy. So having eggs is going to help for that. Or egg items, rather. If I don't know. Oh god, I wasn't even thinking big. There's also a day-night mechanic now. Yeah, like you got a lot to get into. They introduced that in Gen 2 actually, which is really exciting for me. No worries, I realized that you've only played one. I forgot. I was asking because we're gonna do the Nuzlocke challenge, and I was trying to choose between Pokemon 1, 2, or 3. Gen. Really? So I wasn't sure which one I should do. There we go. I feel like Gen 2 is underrated actually, because I know a lot of people like 1, a lot of people like 3. 2 doesn't get a lot of attention. So I might do 2. I've got some really good memories of... Well, this is the same bonus as before, so that's not promising. Do this a couple more times. Because if that's the case, then we just can't get items this way. We're testing this. I have some for whatever reason, I've got a very specific memory in my brain. Yeah, Gen 8's weird from the little bits I've seen. I watched a streamer do a little bit of it. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the 6, 7, 8. I've got a vivid memory of playing Silver shortly after it came out. Different. Different! Okay. This is the one we wanted, actually. This is the best one for us. We can get so many items this way. It's a set of rules when you're playing Pokemon. It's like, if your Pokemon faints, they're considered dead. You have to release them. You can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter in an area. So if you miss that, you don't get anything. And a few other rules. But it's just a set of limitations that you have to follow. Good news. I keep trailing off. I apologize. No, my memory. We're playing Silver right after it came out. And they introduced that day-night mechanic. And the fun thing about that is some Pokemon only show up during a certain time of day. There's 3 Kameks here. There are 3 Kameks here. That should not be possible. I've never, as far as I know, I've never seen that. That's also weird. The fact that there's 3. You know what? Fine, we're just gonna. I would have liked some eggs, but we're gonna, we'll do it next time. Just because 3 plus 20s is too tempting. Yeah, like I said, there's actually different versions of the Nuzlocke challenge. The rules I just mentioned are the ones that are consistent between them, but other than that, sometimes people add other things, but I basically just gave you the main 2. Yeah. So no, I'm playing Pokemon Silver, and I can't remember what location I'm in, but I'm hanging out in some grass, and I encounter a ladybug, and I'm playing in the morning, and I remember my tiny elementary school brain just being blown away that the game knew it's morning time. And I caught a Pokemon that is available in the morning. My brain is just like blown that the game knows it's morning. This is a morning Pokemon. So that's fun. So I kind of want to do that. These guys are fun because you can't eat them, and if you bounce on them, they're still alive. You've just inconvenienced them. Alright. So I don't know. 1 is the classic though, right? Because I do play a lot of really old games on here. Yeah, old games. So like 1 would be like the classic. Or like Chipmunk was saying, even if you're gonna do like I had said I don't intend on doing anything, like I can't do 4 and 5 and I've got no interest in any of the newer ones. But I could still do 1, 2, and 3, right? So I guess do 1, and then if I still feel inclined, I could do 2 and 3. And then figure out how to emulate DS games, and there we go. That's 4 and 5. And who knows? Assuming I'm ever able to, 6, 7, 8 might become options. I don't know. I really don't want to play those games though. I think you've noticed I'm not a big fan of anything after Gen 5. But that would still leave us 5 perfectly good gens, right? So let's just say we'll start with 1 and if we have to, we'll go from there, right? Or if we have to, if we choose to, we'll go from there. Sounds good to me. So we'll do Gen 1 sometime. My schedule is currently full, but as I finish things I stream, they need to be replaced by something. And honestly, if we go through Gen 1 through 5, just the way my brain works, I could absolutely see myself being like tempted into going further, because that's just, you know, my brain wants me to complete things. Don't know, we'll see. If nothing else, it probably won't be for a little bit, because I've got a full schedule currently. I'm doing 6 different things a week. So, because I stream 7 days a week, and everything gets its own different day except for, I'm not involved in this. I didn't interact with them, any of them in any way. But no, 6 different things. The only thing I'm doing more than once a week is Chaos Mario, because that's going to take forever otherwise. But no, other than that, yeah, I'm kind of limited that way. But as I start completing things like my Isaac challenge, that'll be replaced by something. Chaos Mario will be replaced. Pacifist games, once we run out, replaced. Herding eventually. I like to think we're going to be doing herding until I die. I've got like over 100 herding games to get to. No. Oh god, this is going to be something. Hey, thank you for the hydrate, Chipmunk. I appreciate you. It's important to stay hydrated. I don't know how much further I'm going to stream for. A little bit further, and then we're going to, or I'm going to get something to eat. But you know, I'm still feeling, you know what it is? It's just I've been having such nice conversation with you guys. Really pleasant conversation. I don't like signing off when we're having such nice chats. Miles says hello. That's him saying hello. Whoop. Oh my. Ah, God. Don't know how that didn't. Okay, fine. You know. Yeah, I'm not sure why we didn't contact them there, but the game seems to think we didn't, so. Cool. What are you attacking? What's wrong with you? He's in a spicy mood. He's really playful. Sometimes he'll be in a mood where he just wants to play, and he'll just yell at me and knock stuff over, and he's just... If you're familiar with Miles, you know he's the king of sass. He's a sass monster. He yells at me. He's the same way when he wants attention. When he wants to snuggle, he will scream and scratch on stuff. And then the moment I pick him up, he just relaxes. He goes all limp. He closes his eyes. He starts purring. I love him dearly. Hey, Miles, good news. Thank you, Big. Appreciate you for that. Let's make a save state, and then we're going to go brush Miles for a little bit. Because he deserves it. Miles. As the big redeemed brushy time. Might as well. There we go. I apologize. You're probably closer to me than you ever wanted to be. Sorry. Where is his brush actually? Hold on. Where be brush? Okay. Oh god, my floor's probably gross. There he is, hiding. I love him so much. Hi. I know. Hi. What? Hi. Come here, bud. I know.
Hey, sweetie. Hey, sweetheart. Hey. Ellie, bummer. Hey. Hey, sweetie.
All right. I recognize the point purchase says if they're up for it or if they're in the mood or whatever. When has he ever not wanted to be brushed? Like, ever. I can't think of a single time where I got the brush out and he just ignored me. Oh, Miles, I know. I just got on brushing him. Now he's following me around. Hi, sweetie. You gotta not knock stuff over. I love you. Give me a second to readjust my camera. I need to retape my webcam. Let's just say that's good. I don't know how much longer we'll be streaming for anyway. Piece of hair. There we go. Alright. He is adorable and I love him dearly. He's a sass monster. He'll yell and carry on and I love him dearly. He just gets on my nerves sometimes. Push-ups. I just move my camera. Hold on. I lower the cost on so many things. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna need to retape that. I decided I'm gonna point the camera because making me do exercises and having me go off screen, I guess that's not very fun. Alright, 5 push-ups. Prepare to watch a sad old man struggle and alright. Because that's what you're in the market for. Apparently. Oh my. Hat. Hold on. Hat. Alright. Is that? Yeah, that's it. Oh. 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 All right, You know, the fact that that's so much harder than I remember is probably a sign that I should be doing it more. Oh, Jesus. Big. Thank you. Appreciate you for that. If nothing else, like doing them on screen, that is.
Great push-ups 3-9 hamp 3-9 cool 3-9 hamp.
I never get tired of that. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Besides the fact that doing them on camera, like you guys buying them and then not being able to see, that's kind of lame. So like, besides that, you guys are holding me accountable. I have to make sure they're actual push-ups, like, you know what I mean? I can't just wimp out and like, that counts. I've got to actually do legitimate ones. So that's my way of you guys keeping me accountable. Cat cuddles. If it helps, when I get done streaming here, I'll be cuddling them. Anyway. Anywho. But no, Big, thanks for the points. For real. Bits, rather. You're fantastic. Oh my god, that one even does a thumbs up. Ooh. Wonderful. So thank you for the bits. Thank you for the push-ups. Chipmunk, like the fact that you've hung out long enough to purchase those push-ups, that means a lot. Because like obviously I appreciate bits, and I do. But like, anytime you guys buy something that's a substantial amount of points, that represents a time commitment, because you can't just have points appear. It represents time. So like, what you're saying to me when you buy stuff is, I was here for at least this amount of time, and that just means the world to me. Alright. Thanks, Big. That means a lot. Beautiful. Alright, so let's finish off World 1. And I think that's what we're gonna be. Oh, my mouse is being very playful. Hold on, can I... he was on my dresser just now, and Ellie went to climb up there, and he started, like, swiping at her. Hey. And... hey, sweetie. Hey. I love her dearly. Whenever I say that they're on my desk bothering me during a stream, specifically that spot, like they're right there. All right. Big, thank you. My God, sir, you're just going above and beyond today. You're wonderful. Thank you for that. You know, I forgive you for the pancake situation. I'm joking. Thank you, though, for real. You're a good guy. Chipmunk. Let me just say, you got access to some pretty spiffy emotes all of a sudden. That is, man, that makes my heart happy. Thank you. 23 gift subs in the channel. Jesus Christ. Thank you. So that should give you access to... that one's not... trying to think about which ones are bits and which ones aren't. And you have the silvers, so I think that unlocks these ones for you. Not sure if you have access to Cool B or not. You should. Well, silver. Silver's 100. No. Okay, so yeah, you should have access to those. Hey, I like to show off my emotes whenever I get a chance. Fantastic. But no, anytime I say my cat's on my desk bugging me, they're like literally right there. They like to lay there and attack my mouse and my keyboard and whatnot. Oh, that's actually adorable. Hold on. That is cute as heck. In case anyone's unfamiliar, that's Agumon from Digimon. Digital monsters. Right. I swear there's a better. Actually, I don't even know if that's what needs to happen here. There we go. Okay, so that's the opposite. Okay, so we need the key, and we need it set so the first one is down. Okay. I can do that. Can you though? We're gonna find out. Actually, when I get done streaming here, I might find food. I don't believe I've eaten today. But I did eat yesterday, so it's like, I'm not sure how dire of a situation I'm in, but I might anyway. Okay, so really we just need the red one to be down, and that's literally it. Thing is though, we need to go into this fight with as many eggs as we can have, because the thing about this fight is they intend you to get more eggs by swallowing enemies, and that's not an option. Or once we pick up this key, it's about to not matter anyway, is it? Because it replaces one of your eggs. But we could open the door. It probably won't let us back through. Yeah, alright. Most things in this game are one way. That's okay, that's fine. 5 is as many as we can carry through there. That's a good question. But you too, Chipmunk, I'm curious. Big Chipmunk, what are your guys, both of your guys' favorite Pokemans? Which, not sure if you guys knew this or not. Pokemans is actually short for Pocket Mans. So that means. Because they're mans that you keep in your pocket. Alright, let's go commit a murder. I would really like to call it here because this one is just so tedious, but like, you gotta wrap up at the end of the world, right? God, I'm old enough to remember when I heard you like Mudkips was a meme. Oh God. I'm very old. I was back there at the beginning. The original memes. I'm also a big fan of Bulbasaur. To this day, he's my top 2 favorite starter. Oh, not in that one again. Oops. Ignore that. I need to change that link. That's a reminder to myself to change the link. There we go. Gotta change that charity link. Bulbasaur's top 2 started for me just because I have an emotional attachment with my Torterra. Because like I said, Gen 4 got me back into Pokemon after leaving for a bit, and I grew attached to my Torterra. As a competitive Pokemon game player, Pokemon are just ones and zeros to me. Torterra, though, he was my buddy, friend of mine. Squats, big. I'm trying to. Oh my God, we're trying to. Actually, hold on. Let me fight this guy for a bit, then I'll do some squats. Right. So the thing we've established, he sheds off other smaller versions. Those other smaller versions will wander over into that lava and die. And by the rules we've established the first time we've done this, that does not count. They're wandering over and dying themselves. We're not interacting with them. We didn't do anything. So we just need to let them do their thing. The iffy part about this whole fight is we get access to got 5 eggs for this thing. That's gonna be very close. Because as the fight goes on, he gets smaller, he's harder to hit. Ellie, go lay down. The goal here is to do it while you're in the air and do it perfectly horizontally. So otherwise the egg will ricochet and kill the dudes he sheds off. You gotta time it just right. Oh my God, look at that! 6 of them. I don't know if we've ever pulled off a shot that good before. That is sick. Love that. 3 more eggs? Oh yeah, you're done for. Ellie, I love you. She's purring at me and trying to attack my hand. Ellie? Ellie! My goodness. I don't think she's ever done that. Go lay down. Ma'am. She gets really excited about stuff, like really excited. So you'll go to pet her, and when you go to stop, she wants you to keep petting her. She'll just like instinctively grab you with her claws. Like she's like, no, keep petting me. She gets excited, so she grabs you. And since she has razor blades on her hands, I've been cut that way so many times. So many times. I don't blame her because she's just excited and it's involuntary. She like went to go scratch me, and this was like a couple seconds after the fact. She looked at me and she like grabbed onto my hand. Like, no, ma'am. You're not allowed to just do that. I'm mad about that. Ellie, you're grounded. No car, ever. Ooh. Lovely. Oh, this is going very well. Sometimes you just hit him and like one dude falls off. Because she's the cat, they can't drive. Their feet don't reach the pedals. All right, I think we're about to first try this. The issue here isn't dying. The issue is like running out of eggs or accidentally killing something. That's the thing though, now that we've got one left. Let's try for a better one than that. I don't know how many he has left, but being with one egg, that's not great. Well, that's even worse. I was facing left, didn't realize. Wonderful. Beautiful. Got our last egg. Just gotta be careful not to kill any of these guys. One egg is plenty to finish him off. Look at him. Ooh, love that. Oh, I do need to do squats. Hold on. Before we kill this dude, let's do some squats. Squats time. I don't want to adjust my webcam anymore, so I mean I'm willing to. How about we do? Okay, let's do that. Compromise that way. I'm not readjusting my webcam any. I already need to retape it. It's about to fall off. All right. Move it just a little bit more so you can see Miles during. There he is. Whip. Miles. I love him so much. There he is. I mean, that actually works out pretty well, don't it? All right. I may have accidentally did 11. I'm not sure. I'm going to be honest. I kind of stopped paying attention. Spaced out a little bit. So we're just going to say that was 10. Doing some squats. All right. So that's my reminder to retape my webcam and change that cherry link. Yeah, I'm trying to feel better about myself, but also I'm never going to like myself. Let's be fair about that. But you know, it's good to be in shape. Jesus.
Nice job 39 ham 39 derp 39 ham.
Big, you're wonderful. You're a fantastic dude. The best even. Yeah. I even paused to make sure that was true. I had to think about everybody. Like, had to go over my Rolodex of everybody. You're the best. Number one. That's you. Thank you, sir. That means a lot. You're great for that. We missed. See, that's the thing. If you run out of eggs, they start falling in, and we can't kill those guys. Plethora. That's Shiny's joke I stole from him. Really? Okay, this might be a little more precise than I had anticipated. We've got one more egg to finish him off. I was so gung-ho. This might not be doable. Problem is, he's just so tiny now. So hitting him multiple times is the issue. But that's Shiny's joke. In fact, quick shout out to Shiny. Or he's not even in chat, so it's like I can't. Oh no, like we can do that. Cool. There we go. Quick shout out to Strong Style Shiny. It's his joke. He goes, I'll tell you the other version while we're doing this. So he goes, there's a funeral, and the widow's up by the casket, asks if anyone would like to come up and say something. Man gets up and goes up to the casket, turns to address everyone there, he goes, "Bargain," and sits back down. The widow responds, she goes, "Thank you. That means a great deal." Yeah, shiny Pokemon were introduced in Gen 2. I don't have a favorite shiny. I've only ever had one shiny Pokemon. It was a Bidoof. Why did you? What happened there? We didn't kill the dude, we hit him and a coin came off. And it wasn't a coin from an enemy because it only hit him once. It seemed like we hit him and he didn't start dying until a few seconds later. Yeah, he didn't shut off an enemy, we just struck him and he died. I'm gonna have to watch that back in the VOD, but it seems like that was what we needed to do. I'm not sure what Frostlass looks like shiny. I'm not sure I know what any of them look like shiny, to be honest with you. Except Gyarados is red, because of course he is. Or no. Magikarp is like gold colored, like yellowy. So my answer is Magikarp. That does count as a kill though. We made it out of World 1 with the only kills being the 2 bosses, so I'm gonna call that a victory. Alright, well I appreciate you guys. Thank you for stopping by. Big, Chipmunk, you're both fantastic. Big, again, thank you for the bits. Thank you for making me exercise, you guys. Hopefully I see you around. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. I'm about to go see if I can find food, maybe. Thinking about it. At the very least, I need more coffee. I'll see you guys around.